Hey everybody, Hake Hardware here, and this is episode 14 of Dusty Fans. This week we are featuring a GTX 980 Ti SC Plus Gaming ACX 2.0 Plus. That is a mouthful. EVGA went a little extra on this card, but this was honestly like a pristine card that really did not need any cleaning, but we did it anyways. 6 gigabytes of GDDR5, which is pretty good. I don't know of any other cards. I'm sure there are, but most of the other 900 series cards that I have cleaned are just 4 gigabytes. So this one has the extra 2 gigabytes. Before and after temperatures are unchanged. However, we did pick up 69 points in the benchmark and 1 frame per second. So before and after, you can see basically no difference other than the lighting. But this was a beast of a card. This is by far our highest frames per second on our leaderboards. Blog just goes through this GPU. It is super power hungry. It's got some nice LED lighting here. Overall, the craziest thing was the 28 thermal pads. It was just a nightmare. Granted, like those are individual thermal pads, and I ended up ultimately going back and just doing strips instead of like individual pads for certain sections. So I think it actually made it a little bit better. Going into the media, I think we can see, yeah, like you can see where they were here. There was 4 here, and then there was like 2 and 2 here. So just a bunch on the back side there. I don't think I have any of the front side. Well, yeah, you can see them here. There's like 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, 4 plus 2. So there's just an insane amount. I ended up just doing like one strip here, one strip here, one strip here, and then I did just like a strip here, and then a square here. And the board, if you look at the board, it doesn't look like there'd be really any issues with that. As far as the stress test goes, we picked up some GPU clock speed, both average and max. Everything else is virtually unchanged. I mean, we brought it down from 90 degrees for the hotspot. It's a little warm, but I'm not too worried about that for this card. And in the graphs, you can see basically nothing is really changed. Everything is pretty much identical. I mean, even the thermal paste, it looked like maybe it had been repasted. Overall, it looked great. This thing was like rock solid. I have this marked as corrosion present, but I don't recall there being corrosion. So we'll see. We can kind of look through on the video. But yeah, super amazing card, 980 Ti. Like we have 1060 and a 1070 that I've done, and I'm pretty sure it beats both of those. So, I mean, it's kind of to be expected. It was a 980 Ti, but it is power hungry. So let's get into the video here. Thing is super clocked. Where is the play button? Here we go. So this actually took me a long time to clean, mainly because I did the thermal pads and then I redid the thermal pads. I cut it out of the video, but yeah, I was not happy with the thermal pads. Super heavy, dense card. Backplate looks great. I love the cutout for EVGA. These fan cables on these EVGA cards suck, and I end up always having to use pliers, and it's really scary. There's of course an LED in there, which makes cleaning it a little bit more difficult. And, oh, I can't even believe I didn't mention this. You need to use a heat gun. There's a hidden screw, and you'll see it in the video. There's a hidden screw underneath like a sticker. You'll see the thermal pads on the back plate here. Yeah, there's 10 of them. And then once you get that off, you can remove the mid plate. Just a ton, absolute ton of thermal pads. The paste was like good. I don't know if I show removing the paste, but I mentioned in the last video, like typically, okay, so here's the part you have to remove. I applied some heat and then I was able to use like a little flathead screwdriver to pry it up. But yeah, it was not fun to have to be able to do that. So the fan blades were really easy. I love EVGA, way easier than like MSI, where you always have to like, okay, so here you can see, I mean, usually I say if it sticks to the, yeah, you can see it kind of sticking. There's just a lot of it, but it was really like pliable still. I think it had some life left in it. Fan blades, super easy. You can almost, yeah, it was hard to see, but at the top of the fan shroud, you can see the little white strip. That's the LED. I just left it in and washed everything with it in there. It looked like there was like some glue applied to it so that water wouldn't get in it. I was I thought about not doing it, but I figured I'd just risk it. I made sure to let it dry for a long time. So yeah, I just went for it. This card definitely did not need to be soaped down, but I do it every time, no matter what. I want it looking absolutely perfect, but I'm sure it had no bearing on any sort of performance impact. And honestly, like the thermal pad grease doesn't even come off in this. I need to come up with, I've tried like isopropyl alcohol too, and it just doesn't work. That was a very busy board. They used to have like every possible space on that. So what I typically do, it's not shown, but what I typically do is I have like a little air blower. I blow off all the water. I let the non-PCB parts dry, and then I come back with this after I've blown it off. So it's basically dry, but what I do is then put the isopropyl alcohol to displace any of the water and help it dry faster, and then I go set it outside and let it dry on my back patio, typically at least 24 hours. I typically will jiggle it around like that just to kind of displace any water and get those ports washed out. Fan blades, least favorite part, but these had like no dust. I've been editing out most of the fan cleaning just because it's kind of pointless. I appreciate EVGA uses the thick fan blades. I'm a huge fan of those, and they usually have to like cut some of the fan fins lower to get those blades. So the blades kind of like sit in the fan, in the heatsink shroud. Yes, here I am getting access to that. It's cool looking, I suppose, but it really is kind of a pain. But yeah, it's kind of cool how with EVGA the fans sit inside the blades, or inside the fins. So this was my first attempt at doing the thermal pads, and I did them all individually, and they look kind of messy, but like you don't have to be 100%, you just have to be like pretty close. It's the thickness that's like really important. So yeah, you don't see me take it apart and put it back together. Huge chip, so took tons of thermal paste. It was a little nerve-wracking putting this one back together just because there were so many thermal pads and washing the card with soapy water with all the little crevices because that card was really packed. I was a little bit worried, but it worked out, and the benchmark, honestly, it is a very, very fast card for the time. Like this is relevant even today. Like the 1080s are, of course, like the OG like card that has lasted forever and is still useful, but this card is still really nice, and of course it looks brand new. Like this thing is spotless, and it's an EVGA. You don't get them anymore. But beautiful card and pain to clean. I have another one I think that I'm going to have to clean, and I'm not looking forward to it. So anyways, this will be given away. Make sure you're following me on X. Make sure you're following me or subscribed on YouTube, and you will see the giveaway for this. So this card is given away, US only. I pay shipping, absolutely free for you. Subscribe to the channel. That helps me justify continuing to do giveaways because, of course, they are like a marketing thing for me. But it's a win-win. Somebody gets a free card. I hopefully get some more subscribers, and everybody gets to see a cool GPU cleaning and some history get brought back to life. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.